Hey fellow rock tumblers, check this out. This is a big pile of Texas chert. Texas chert. This is very plentiful around here. I went rockhounding recently along the Blanco River just south of Austin. Wasn't having much luck that day. Didn't want the day to be a complete waste. So I decided to pick up a bunch of this very common Texas chert, bring it home, and tumble it. So, how well do you think all this is going to tumble and shine up? I'll bet you it's going to look pretty good. Let me do this. Let me get this rolling in a, well, let's say a 6-pound barrel, because there's a lot of it here. I'll get it rolling in the coarse grit, as long as it takes to make these nice and smooth, and then I'll move it on to the polishing in the vibratory tumbler. What I will do is I will update this video once the coarse stage is finished, which for me is going to take probably a couple of months, but for you will be like this. And just like that, they're finished. It has literally been 4 months for me. I think these have been rolling in the coarse grit, well, some of them, for as long as 4 months. But as you can see, they are now nice and smooth. For the most part, these are all in really good condition. A couple of them have some minor issues, but nothing that'll take away from their beauty. I think these are going to be stunning. So let me go ahead and get these rolling in the vibratory tumbler now. I'll let them go through my 8-day 4-step polishing process, and then I will bring them back in here and show you what they look like. Ladies and gentlemen, after almost 5 months of tumbling and polishing, may I present Texas Chert. Check it out. What do you think? Isn't this stuff beautiful? It all took a great shine, and I think some of them have some beautiful patterns in them. As you can see, not a lot of color. That's all right. Let's take a closer look at some of the nicer ones. Now here's an example of what I'm talking about. This has a great pattern on it, and as you can see, it took a really good shine. Not a lot of color, but still an interesting pattern. What do you think? Now I like this one a lot. It has this little white dot area in it, which I thought was going to be a soft spot, but as you can see, it still took a pretty good polish, so it wasn't too soft. The rest of it looks really good. Well, okay, there's a good example of a soft spot. Look at that. Kind of undercut right there, but still, the rest of the rock more than makes up for it. This one here looks like it might have some fossils in it. I'm not 100% sure, but looking at that, I think this could have some fossils in it. It's interesting. Now here's a dark one that did not take a perfect tumble, but look at this. It has that banded chert feature. Check that out. That bullseye look. Isn't that cool? So even though it wasn't a perfect tumble, it still turned out to be a really nice polished rock. I think this small piece has a lot to offer. Check out the pattern in that. Oop, look, I missed a spot there. Darn it. That's all right. Really nice polish, and as you can see, lots of interesting detail in the stone. Now, of all the rocks in this batch, this one took the worst shine. As you can see, it's got lots of little pits in it. It still took a good shine, don't get me wrong, but it's not as mirror-like as some of the other ones. As you see, the surface just wasn't quite as smooth. Still a cool rock. And now back to the mirror-like shine. Look at this big guy. It's a plain-looking rock, but whoa, what a tumble and polish it took. Look at that. I just love the way this chert can shine up in the vibratory tumbler. Check that out. What a beauty. So this one may be my favorite of the whole batch. Why, you ask? Well, because it turns out it's shaped sort of like a bicycle seat. Look at this, right? Let me get the right angle there. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It needs to have a little more right here, but otherwise, it's like a road bike seat. I wouldn't recommend sitting on it. I imagine it's not very comfortable. Wouldn't be particularly lightweight either, but still. The road bike seat rock. Here's another smaller one with lots of interesting detail in it. Look at all of that. Oh, that's pretty. I love the way this one turned out. Every side seems to have just a whole different story. Look at that. That's cool. Like that. That's one look. Oh, there's an interesting look. Oh, that one's completely different. And wow, look at that. Oh my, what a great rock. Now here's one that took a really good polish, except this one side here. You see, this one had a soft side to it right there on the end. Did not take a polish. Not sure what that is, but it's not the same chert as the rest of the rock, that's for sure. And here's another one that might have a little bit of a fossil in it. I'm looking at this right here. You see that? It sort of looks like a chalcedony pocket right there. I'm wondering if that is not, in fact, some little animal that perished many millions of years ago. What do you think? I like these two little gray ones, and something tells me that many months ago when I started this tumbling, these were both one rock. I'll bet you this is one of those rocks that broke during the initial coarse grit tumbling and eventually turned into these two little smooth, polished, shiny stones. Okay, we're almost done. Look at this beauty here. Took an awesome shine and a great tumble. Oh, I just love the way these big pieces of banded chert look once they're finished with this whole tumbling process. And I'll end on this rock. I do like the pattern in this quite a bit. It's nearly, I say nearly, a picture jasper. I can sort of kind of see something in there if I use my imagination. Isn't that stunning? Look at the pattern in that one. Wow. What a gorgeous rock. All right, there you go, rock fans. Thank you for coming along with me on this rock tumbling journey that's lasted nearly 5 months. I think the results are worth it. Takes a little patience, but if you have the patience, you can get here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.